Hello, welcome to the weekly wind-up with myself, Emma Kirke. The joy and blissful happiness of an arrival of a newborn is unfathomable in most cases. But where would you turn if your bliss was shattered by the diagnosis of a congenital heart defect? This is what happened to my guest today, Mark Barton, and as a consequence of this earth-shattering ordeal, he's decided to raise money for the charity that supported them at this time, which is the Children's Heart Surgery Fund. Welcome to the show, Mark. I know it's a very emotional topic, but could you just tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, so things were going nicely, a couple of baby scans and getting all excited, and then I was going off to work one morning. Sarah, my fiancée, was poorly, and like you do, hot water bottle, cup of tea, give her a kiss and off I went, and then I had to rush home. We were rushed into hospital, she was really poorly, and that's when we found out through baby scans to check on Reggie. They found a heart rate which was, to them, off the scale. It was about 270 beats per minute,
Wow.
which is pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they thought the machinery was malfunctioning.
So tell me what happened then.
So the nurses thought there was an echo, a double beat they were picking up, and it wasn't. It was Reggie's actual heartbeat. So they'd not seen a case of a heartbeat that fast at the time. So they phoned for a little bit of advice over to LGI, the fetal heart specialists. They were prepared to do an emergency Cesarean to save baby, to save mum, because both were desperately poorly at that point.
How far pregnant was she at that point?
She was due in another couple of months, so we were due in June. This was back at the beginning of April, so we were too early really for Reggie to be sort of born safely. During the sort of commotion, if you like, the preparations, they gave steroid injections to develop Reggie's lungs.
Yep.
They weren't really sure. They gave Sarah antibiotics via IV, just to try and find out and treat the unknown, I suppose. LGI were really, really supportive to the hospital over at Halifax, to us, and then we elected, under advice, to be delivered at LGI.
They're specialists there, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the couple of months sort of following, we were back and forth for fetal heart scans to ascertain what the problem was. Every time we went over, Reggie's heartbeat was normal, so typically they thought it was fine, and every time we went back to Huddersfield or Halifax, the heartbeat wasn't. It transpires he has SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, so incredibly fast heartbeat due to extra electrical signal. So they developed a plan to induce birth early, just a few days early, and deliver at LGI.
Okay.
And at which point we delivered, went into intensive care there, and spent, days back and forth, sort of unsure.
So what support did you have at that time?
The ward, it was Ward 51. Those guys were brilliant, letting me go in, stay over. The support network afterwards has been incredible. The CHSF, the Children's Heart Surgery Fund, they're based at LGI, and they do a lot of work to support the ward. The ward was actually going to be shut down, I believe. So when we found this out, we've done as much as we can to try and support the charity. Reggie is cared for. He's got medicine twice a day for his heart to keep his heart regulated. As he's grown, they've just upped the dose, and he'll have heart surgery around about somewhere between 8 and 10 years old, depending on his size and his development. And again, it's the Children's Heart Surgery Fund which is sort of funding this and looking after Reggie and thousands of other children like him.
So you've taken that to the next step, haven't you, to raise some funds? And I understand that you're going to do a boxing match.
Yep.
Which is directed by Sean Reynolds, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Left Jab promotion team.
Yeah.
So
Great guys.
What made you decide to do a boxing match?
I saw a charity a charity event that Left Jab had put on. It was actually for another charity, Kirkwood Hospice. It was a white collar boxing, and I'm quite into charity lately. I sort of thought that was a good idea and got involved, and I found the guys down there at Left Jab were so good. They sort of lived the traumas that we were living with Reggie around about the same time, and they were a great support network, so we got on really well. I actually took part in a boxing event for them, boxing for Kirkwood, which was a great success. They raised almost £10,000 for Kirkwood Hospice. Well, Sean and his team have gone on to repeat charity boxing matches for Kirkwood another couple of times, and have now opened it up to what they call Boxing for You, and so you can elect your own charity. Well, of course, for me it was going to be the Children's Heart Surgery Fund, so I couldn't really turn down the chance to raise some money for them.
And how long is it now until you have this event?
24th of March is fight night.
So
not very
that
long.
long, is it?
Yeah.
And how are you feeling in your preparation?
I'm excited. It's good. It's the team at Left Jab, Sean and the guys, the guys that are joining in, that are taking part for charity. Everybody's bought in for all the right reasons. Everybody's trying to raise money for their own good cause. There's no egos. It's all about the end result, and we've come together as a real good team. Everybody's supporting each other with training when we can. Obviously, everybody's got lives and a story away from the gym, like us. Yeah,
of course. So if somebody wants to donate to your fund, how do they go about that?
So we've got sponsorship, corporate sponsorship. So you can, if you're a business, you can sponsor me or one of the other fighters. I'd like you to sponsor me, guys. So that all the money would go for my fund, the Children's Heart Surgery Fund. I've got a Just Giving page as well.
Okay.
So again.
And what do they look up? Just your name?
Yeah, it's Boxing for You, and then it's the Children's Heart Surgery Fund, and I'm named in there as well. It's under Sean Reynolds and Left Jab Promotions.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us today. You've told your story very eloquently, and I hope you get a lot of money raised.
Thanks so much.
That's all we have time for. If you wish to discuss this or any other topic you see on KLTV, our social media contact details are on the screen. Thank you for watching. I'm Emma Kirke. Goodbye for now.